So, I am turning 30 in 2 months. I am turning 30 in 2 months. I had to say it twice just so that it can sink into my soul. And when I look back at my 20s, there is a lot of things that I wish I would have done differently. Don't get me wrong though, your 20s is the time for you to make mistakes and learn and fall and get back up again and fall again and get back up again. It's natural, or even it's expected for you to make mistakes along the way, absolutely. But if I had a time machine for me to go back in time and meet with my younger self and tell her exactly what to do and what not to do, this is what I would tell her. Learn to code and create an app called Instagram. Trust me on this. If I was to talk to my younger self of 10 years ago, I would tell her to think of her financial future. I felt like in my 20s, I failed to plan my financial future. I did things like not caring about my credit score, buying a car that was way too expensive for me, and spending money on just the craziest thing all the time. So now that I'm basically an adult, now that I am 30 and I see my life now, and I wish I would have cared more about my credit score. What is your life without your credit score when you reach your 30s? There's no life without your credit score. You need credit score to get a loan, you need a credit score to buy a house, you need a good credit score to get credit cards to better your credit score. So you need good credit score to basically live. And in my 20s, my credit score was bad, like bad. It was probably 550, pushing 600 when it's good months. I think it was that low because I was not paying my bills on time, I was missing payments, I was not really being careful, to be honest. And now that I am 2 months away from being 30, I was able to get my credit score to like mid 700. I can basically apply to any credit card that I want, that I know I'm gonna get it. After spending a decade working on it, I wish I would have, take care of my credit score better when I was younger. Also, at the time, like I said, I was not really managing my money properly, so I just bought a car. I think it was 24K. Remember buying the car, and I knew that was a bad decision. I just knew, but I need a car to go to work and go to school. So a mean to an end was way too expensive for my tax bracket. I should have never bought that car, and that car got me in serious troubles later on, and I was just so glad when I was able to get rid of that car. If you're in 20s, really think about your financial future. Your decision from today is gonna impact your future, especially when it comes to money and credit score and all of that. If you guys want me to make a video about how to better your credit score, I would happily do it. I would do it with all my soul, because that's something that I had to deal with and come face to face and tell myself, like, you need to do better. In that area of your life, you need to do better. Second thing would be, I would tell myself to take care of her mental and physical health better. When you're in 20s, you're skinny. Yeah, you're skinny, but you think you're fatter than you are. And then when you look at pictures 10 years later, I could have even thought that I was fat at that time. I remember I had a very, very low self-esteem. I was comparing myself to everybody and anybody, and I would eat badly and not even work out. So if I can go back, I will tell her, first of all, take care of your physical body. Take care of it, because when you reach your 30s, when you reach your high 20s, early 30s, you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel every bit of it, how you did not take a good care of your body. Second of all, I would definitely tell her to take care of her mental health better. I feel like back then, mental health was not really a conversation, and we never really put the emphasis of taking care of your mental health. But in your 20s, it's real. Sure, I went through multiple, not just one, but multiple depressions, but I didn't even know what it was at that time, and I just kind of brush it off. You absolutely need to take care of your mental health. You really need to take a look at yourself and analyze your situation, and just, am I happy? Am I not happy? Why am I not happy in that situation? But because that's something that we often don't think about when you're in your 20s. Third, definitely tell her not to give all her energy in unhealthy relationships and friendships. Let that sink in for a moment. In your 20s, you're trying to please everybody and anybody. You're a people pleaser when you're in your 20s. Let's just be real. You're a people pleaser because you're still trying to figure yourself out, right? You do care about if this person likes you, even though you may not even like that person, but you care if that person likes you. There's a lot of relationship or friendship that I know that person was gaslighting me. I even look back to one of the friendship that I had at the time, and I was just looking through Instagram and I would see comments that she was making, and it was never positive. It would be the most negative things to say. We are not friends anymore. Sometimes you just stick it out just for the sake of having a friend. Know very well that this relationship is unhealthy and you don't need to be in that relationship. So I would definitely tell her to be selfish. Be selfish with who you surround yourself with. Be very selfish, because 10 years from now, those people won't be around you anymore anyway. So why give them all your time and energy for? No need. But I will tell her to also not underestimating the importance of building strong relationship and also networking. In my professional life, in my, just my life in general, very important to build strong relationships and to be able to network, to be able to communicate effectively. Now that I am almost in my 30s, I am searching for those relationships where you can communicate effectively, in the sense that if someone hurts you, you can tell them very effectively that they hurt you. If you felt some type of way, you can just tell the person that you felt at that moment, and that person can give you that kind of communication back to you. Because really, relationships is two things. It's communication and setting boundaries. Well, I think I would tell her actually to better communication. Learn to communicate properly and learn to express yourself properly and learn how to set boundaries already, because girl, you're gonna need it. You're gonna need to learn how to set boundaries, because you're gonna be setting boundaries left and right entering in your 30s. This is in a nutshell what I would tell my younger self if I were to meet her again in another life, maybe. Making mistakes is just a part of life. Mistakes provide a valuable learning experience because they highlight areas in your life when you need improvement. If you're trying to better yourself, you're gonna have to make mistakes. It just goes together. And also, it's very important to, when you do make mistakes, you surround yourself with people that can tell you, you made a mistake. I would say not to avoid making mistakes, because you're gonna make mistakes anyway, but maybe to avoid making the same mistakes would be, first of all, seek advice. The best way to not repeating making the same mistakes would be to first seek advice. Seek advice to parents if you're comfortable, friends, big sister, big brother, cousins, even a mentor. I wish I had a mentor when I was young. I'm the oldest of four of a African family. Seeking advice to my parents back then was a bit awkward, not gonna lie. We tend to keep everything to ourselves, but sometimes the best way to learn is to just really ask somebody else, hey, how did you navigate this? If you have someone that you can talk to that person. The second thing would be to practice self-reflection. I know that in your 20s, it's a crazy age bracket, because you go to school, you work, trying to figure out what you're gonna do with your life, and this and that. Newsflash, life will continue to be crazy. Even in your 30s and your 40s, you get married, you have kids, you have this, you have a house. Life will just continue to be crazy. So you do have to take time in your day to just, reflect on the situation that happened and how you reacted and why you reacted like that. You just have to take a time to just center with yourself and reflect on what's happening to you, what is happening with your body, what is happening with your mind. And I will also tell her the best way to not make the same mistakes twice is to stay open-minded. I am a Pisces, so I take everything very to heart, and I'm very emotional. I don't like to be blamed for stuff, but sometimes when you look back at it, you're like, yeah, I messed that up, that was my fault. And you do have to stay open-minded in the sense that you have to be willing to just consider different perspective. So this is what I would tell my younger self if I were to see myself 10 years ago, this is exactly what I would tell her. You live and you learn, girl. You live and you learn. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe and please comment what would you tell your younger self in the comments below. I would love to hear from you guys, and most importantly, don't forget to like this video to help me with the YouTube algorithm, the YouTube gods, whatever that is, and I will see you on the next one. Bisous, bye.